Hello my gorgeous beautiful Taurians, welcome to my channel. This is Taurus Lady channel. This is your weekly love related reading. How do they see you and how do you see them? So those of you who follow me, those who've seen other readings, you know how this works. We're gonna look into on the right hand side, how do they see you from their perspective. On the left hand side, how do you see them? What is the possible blockage between you two? What is the outcome for your situation and piece of advice? Okay, we're gonna clarify all of these cards in the extended reading. So if you are new or if you've missed the last few videos of mine, just to let you know that from now what you're accessing, what you're watching right now is a public version of the video and there is more to it. So at one point throughout the video, in about 20 minutes roughly, I will click off, and if you're interested in continuing watching my video and looking into the clarification of every single card and getting more details and more sort of advice in depth, please follow the information in the description box below. So by making a small donation to my channel, I always say any amount is absolutely fine. I'll be able to forward to you a link to an extended reading of the one you're watching right now. Okay, so this is what I've changed, and I think I made it clear to some of you, but those of you who are new or who've missed my last videos, I'm doing it to push my channel forward and to focus on you guys more. But that would mean possibly from September for me not to do so many classes because I'm a teacher, right? So reduce my workload and focus on the channel more. That's why I thought been good to get a little bit of support, you know. I hope you understand, and I just want to stress that I'm not demanding or I really want to make money. It's not about that. It's just, you know, I got to be practical as well. So as a Taurus, a new Taurus, you understand, I hope, where I'm coming from. So, but now, those of you who've seen my recent general reading that I posted last night, you know we're talking about Mercury retrograde hitting us, battering us. There's been a lot of miscommunication possibly in all aspects of your life. There's been in mine. If you haven't seen the general reading, please go back to it. It will give you some advice on how to deal with the Mercury retrograde energy, okay? And trust me, it's been affecting many people, especially in the romantic aspect of the life, and I've been hearing from so many friends, family members about issues they've experienced, and you know, they're not following astrology, and I'm like, okay, just take a breath and wait, just wait for this month to finish, okay? So it's been happening, and you know, it's been tough. Not only that, not only the Mercury retrograde is difficult. So those of you who didn't follow my last two readings, who did not watch it, just so you know, Mercury retrograde is happening. It's been retrograded from the 7th of July up to the end of July. It's in the starting of Cancer and Leo, and this means a lot of drama in our life, especially in the love department, people coming in from the past, you know, or us rethinking the past lovers where we went wrong, or our old lovers being on our mind. We might be thinking, or we might have been feeling recently, or you might be feeling this in the upcoming week, that, you know, you've put someone in the past, that you put it to the rest, the situation, but it might be coming up in your mind. This is because of Mercury retrograde, and that is why the title of the general reading I've posted last night is Mercury retrograde, you won't fool me. So don't get fooled by it. That's the first thing. Another thing I want to mention is we've got the total what is it called, lunar eclipse on the full moon happening on the 16th of roughly 16th 15th of July, and this is a good time to I've researched that actually because I wanted to sort of phrase it in a very concise way. So lunar eclipse happening in 2-3 days, it's a good time for the end of the emotional cycle. So if there was any emotional cycles going on, you might decide finally to put it to the rest, okay? So if there was something that was keeping you up and down emotionally in love. Possibly if you were on and off with someone, you might be deciding on a lunar eclipse of the full moon. So in a few days time, you might be feeling like, you know what, I'm so done with it. I'm not gonna be on an emotional roller coaster any longer. So there's a possibility that there might be, you know, like you might be finishing some emotional cycle in your life, okay, whether it's to do with love or anything. I mean, we're talking about love in this reading, right? So you might be saying bye for good to someone. Maybe in recent months or past, you know, you didn't have enough courage to do so. You had a hope, but I think you might be a little bit more realistic. And yeah, so that's a good thing about Mercury retrograde. But yeah, lots of things happening. I hope I don't sound like a broken record. I keep going on about it, but it's quite a big thing in astrology, okay? So I want you to look around, turn around, and watch out for any signs of Mercury retrograde. And like I said, you might be hearing from people from the past with whom you thought, you know, there needs to be some kind of a closure that you're seeking. You know, you might be getting your closure finally, Taurus, or you might be giving yourself a closure or closure to the situation by putting your mind at ease and like being done with it. Okay, I hope this makes sense. I'm sure it does. Now we're gonna look into the cards. So how do they see you, Taurus? And how do you see them? Oh my God, I've been waffling a lot. I'm sorry. You know me. I love to talk. How do they see you, Taurus? How do they see my lovely Taurus? How are you being viewed by your potential partner? Someone who's on your mind, soulmate, ex, whoever it is. Okay, we've got the first card. Two of Wands. Taurus, they view you as if you got to make some kind of decision. They view you sitting on the top of a castle and being aware, you are aware that you've got other options in love, okay? So where you are right now is like what you've had so far in terms of love, it was fulfilling, but not fulfilling enough. So you are in your head wondering, all right, should I stay or should I go? I gotta make a choice because I'm very much aware that there are many options out there. The world is my oyster, and it is Taurus, okay? But two of Wands is about wondering, daydreaming, being aware that you could move on, but not really taking any action. So it's about, you know, making a difficult choice, difficult decision, knowing you could move on, knowing you know, there are other options for you out there in love, but not really taking any physical action. So if you are not happy with someone, they see you as if they know you're not happy, but you're not really doing anything. That's how they see it, okay? That's how they see you, Taurus. So you're not taking action, but you're very much wondering, maybe it's about time I pick up my stuff and I left. So, you know, you might be thinking about this even more throughout this week, right? They also, and they know this, you know, they also view you with, my lovely Taurus. Woo! They know that you holding on to your security, to your finances, Taurus, okay? They know, you know, you might be, you don't like to take risk. And these two cards literally talk about the same thing. You don't like to take risks in your life. You afraid of making changes in your life, of taking action in case you were to lose your stability in life, okay? Because look at this card, my lovely Taurans. This is Two of Wands. This person lives in a castle. What if they were to leave the castle? Would they become homeless, if you see what I mean? Would they need to, you know, the life wouldn't be possibly as lush as it is here. And I'm not saying you won't have a lush life, but you know what I'm saying, you know, the reason why us Taurians struggle to take risks because we work so hard for our stability, security in life, okay? So here's like, again, they see as if you're holding on to your security, your money, your finances. Even if you're not happy, you're just so stuck in your way passively, Taurus. You don't want to leave your situation in case you were to lose your money, in case that was that the new change in your life, you moving forward, you moving into this new option, you afraid of it, because in order, even if you're not happy, if you were to move, like I said, you know, it would mean that you have to leave everything that castle's got to offer, which is stability, that you very much crave, Taurus. And as an earth sign, stability and security is very, very important to you. If you haven't got security or stability in life, you are an emotional mess, right? And so they know this. They know that you might be not going out much, that you might be missing out on things, you know, and that's the thing. They know this, but it's just what you like, you know. You've worked very hard for the coin, and you're very afraid of taking any actions that could potentially disturb your balanced, your secure life. Okay, so maybe you've got a mortgage with someone, maybe you're not happy any longer, maybe you've got some commitments and it's hard for you to leave this particular person, possibly even if you're not happy. This is just an example. Or you're just afraid of getting into a relationship in case you know, they were to affect your finances. You know, maybe you're dating someone who's you know, I'm not saying living of you, but you're quite generous, Taurus. So, you know, that kind of situation. You're holding on to security. It's very clear you don't want to take action for that reason alone, you know. And with this card, I mean, the advice is always, you know, just think about, Taurus, this is good, this is comfortable, I get this energy, you know. But sometimes we're missing out on some really good stuff in life if we stay here for a long time, you know. So they know this, okay? Whoever you're dealing with, they also view you with, oh my goodness, sorry. Oh yeah, it fell out actually. Queen of Cups, as someone who shows compassion, understanding to people. Queen of Cups is someone who teaches people about the meaning of love, okay? You know, you give unconditional love, understanding to people. And they love this about you. You're very emotional, you're very sexy, you've got your curves on here, right? So they love this about you. But this is also Scorpio's energy. Sometimes Queen of Cups may come across, which is quite weird. She may withdraw her emotions, not because she doesn't have them. That's quite the opposite. She's so emotional that she's so, I feel like here, because that's why you don't want to make a change in your life, take action, because I feel like maybe back in time, Taurus, we've talked about you got hurt. So now, yes, you may love someone, you may have feelings for them, but you will not show it. Why? Because you don't want to get hurt. And they know this, okay? But they know you're nurturing, loving nature. They know it. And they might know, they may also sense that you are withdrawing your emotions for a reason, so, because you're so focused on holding on to security, Taurus, you know. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because if you look into the general reading, you know, it's something that's bothering you. You don't want to end up being left out in the cold like you were back in time, right? Now let's look into how do you view them. How do you view them, my lovely Taurus? How does Taurus view the potential partner, the person they're thinking of right now? Whoa, whoo. Oh my goodness, lunar eclipse, didn't I just say it? The perfect time to finish the emotional cycle. You view them as if, you know, things are done now. The divine connection you once shared, soulmate connection, is done, is over. You feel like, you know, it came to the end of the cycle. You see them as the cycle with them is done and finished, okay? So we're talking about someone from the past here. You know, so maybe you're staying somewhere knowing the cycle has finished, okay? Or maybe you're emotionally stuck on someone still, Taurus, despite you know the soulmate connection, the ribbon that you were tied to, both of you, is now broken. Okay. You also view them with, my lovely Taurus, you view them with, okay. Oh my goodness. Knight of Cups. So you might be dealing with an earth energy, Taurus. We got that card, I think, last week in the previous reading for this upcoming, the recent week. You view them either as someone who's a very slow but genuine person, and someone whose love offer was way too slow, and you just like, you had to give up on it, Taurus, firstly, and secondly, you yourself are very slow. So if you were dealing with an earth sign, you possibly got stuck. You got stuck, you too, okay? But also you feel like they owe you apology, okay? They owe you apology, and you know they've got a lot for you, but they bloody owe you apology, and you know this. But I don't think you're expecting apology any longer, but you know they owe you. I don't know if that does that make sense. Can you sort of know they owe you apology, but not waiting for one any longer because it was coming way too slowly? And this is the end of the cycle, and you see it, okay? Though you do know they love you, you know. It's not like you don't know, you just know it. You know, when you've got a soulmate, even if they deny it, you know it, okay? You also view them with, whoa, the moon. So you might be dealing with Cancer star sign, or simply with someone who's quite deceptive, who deceived you, okay, who's got a lot of secrets surrounding them. They're very emotional though, okay? Or maybe someone who's got some stuff, I mean, maybe I should be more what's the word, concise. Someone who has got a shady past, and they need to do some healing, you know. Something hasn't been healed from the childhood, and it's affecting the present. So you're aware of this very much, and for that reason I feel like, you know, you're finishing the cycle. Not that you're being harsh, but I feel like you're not waiting for this slow energy any longer. Yes, they've got a love offer, it's slow, maybe it's coming. You might be sensing that they do have love for you. You feel like they owe you apology for some kind of a deception possibly that happened back in time. Some secrets, mystery. It was a bit too much for you, Taurus, because you're very upfront, right? You don't beat around the bush. When it comes to love, you say how it is. Even if it hurts, you're just very open with people. So this is how you view each other. Now let's look into the blockage. And don't worry, we're going to clarify all of these cards in the extended. And we're going to look into it, you know, one by one. What is the blockage between you two, Taurus, between you and the person you're dealing with? Ace of Coins. So, you know, I feel like you and them, you or one of them, focusing on creating paradise on earth. So you focusing on your financial opportunity you've received recently, Taurus, possibly you want to create a nice life for yourself, and so should you. But maybe that's what the other person's doing too, and that is where you both got stuck, okay? The blockage is focusing on work, perhaps traveling for work, focusing on creating a good life, you know, life where there's a prosperity, working in order to buy a house, working in order to better yourself, okay? Creating paradise on earth, whether this is you or them. And this somehow became a blockage. Maybe I feel like working too much, focusing too much on, I want to have better things, I want to have better life, and I don't feel like it's you even here, Taurus, you know. Ace of Coins is about, you know, creating, enjoying life, but creating a very good financial stability, creating, so building that castle, whether it's you or them. So someone here, I feel like the blockage between you and them, Taurus, is like, I feel like you might have dealt with a similar energy to yours, where both of you or one of you is focusing on making money and taking as much as, you know, milk the cow, if you see what I mean, whether it's an opportunity or a job. And that's so it's like there's a focus taken away from love here. Now, what is the outcome between you two? Outcome. Okay, the end of the cycle. Beautiful. Well, I mean, death is the end of the cycle, or with, you know, it's, you know, something that is toxic needs to come to the end, and that is the outcome. So whatever, there's something toxic here in this connection. And if you feel like, Taurus, something's been holding you back, you know, you were up and down, back to square one. This could have been either, you know, the way you felt about this person, or the way they made you feel, or the way the situation affected your life, you know, being on and off, on a, like I mentioned right at the beginning, on an emotional roller coaster. It's about time you finish that, you know. if you know, if that love, if you knew there was a love there coming from them, but it was so slow, I think you get into the point, you got to the point when you got literally bored with it, Taurus. Okay, bored with deception, bored with the secrets. You know, you either are upfront with me and tell me how it is, or I can't be bothered with it any longer. For that reason alone, I am not taking any action. Possibly that's you, Taurus, and I'm holding on to security because the last time around I've lost it all, and I'm not allowing for this to happen again. So maybe it's you this time around, focusing on your coin, focusing on creating paradise on earth for yourself, and so should you. And you completing the cycle. You know, you're not held. You're not like, you're not being held back any longer by this, because this is the end of the cycle. We've got confirmation. Okay, and this is a perfect time, perfect week for you, Taurus, to do so. Okay, the total eclipse is a perfect time to, you know, finish it off, you know. And I feel like you've been preparing for this for a long time. Perhaps the recent week, because of this week, you might be feeling, because of Mercury retrograde, you might be feeling like, oh yeah, well, maybe I could have done something more. Taurus, you've done enough. Okay, you've done enough. Okay, that's how I feel. You've done enough. So I just want to clarify quickly the blockage, one card. So that's the blockage. Someone is focusing on the coin, on the prosperity, on making sure they can build paradise for themselves, the family on earth. And let's clarify Ace of Coins. Okay, Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands is about having a new beginning. Okay, so someone here is focusing on a new beginning, Taurus. I feel like it might be you. You're having a new creative beginning. You're doing something creative. Maybe you're a singer, you're a writer, you paint, I don't know, create art, any sort of art. Okay, and with whatever you're doing, you feel like, with whatever message you're passing to people, could be even tarot, you feel like you're changing the world, and that is something, that is an opportunity given to you. It's passed to you. Look at that. And that is your focus right now, Taurus. And that is why when it comes to love, you feel like, you know, I'm not being held, you know, you're not holding on to this toxic cycle. When you're being dragged down, you're not being dragged down any longer. Oh no, Taurus. You're very clear about, you know, what you want. Your focus is definitely not on this person, okay? Though they're focusing on you. I feel like it. You know, they're sort of coming, they're there, but I mean, come on, they've been coming for way too long, and you're like, I'm bored now, love. I'm bored. I don't have time for deception. I don't have time for something that is not certain. I can't pronounce uncertainty. Something that's certain. I haven't got time for this. You know, I am focusing here on something that was given to me, financial opportunity, prosperity, new job, new beginning with it, creative beginning. And you, Taurus, when it comes to creation, you know, creating anything, when you know, this can be a perfect medicine for you, for your broken heart. Okay, and I feel like that's what's happening here, you know. It's beautiful. But they still think that you're deciding. But I think they're wrong, you know. I think you're not deciding. You might be thinking, but you're not really taking any action. You know, focusing on your coin, on your stability in life. You're withdrawing your emotions from the situation because you're focusing on your prosperity. And that is your love related reading for this week. But we're gonna clarify this in the extended reading, and we're gonna look into the piece of advice between you and this, for you and this person, angels message and spirit message. Okay, oh, hang on a sec, the bottom of the deck, though I shouldn't look at it now. Oh yeah, let me pull 2 cards for the advice, and then we clarify more, because I feel like I want to give you advice. 2 cards. We're gonna give more advice in the extended. Queen of Wands, again, you're gonna be in the limelight, Taurus. creative, you know, again, someone who's performing, an artist. This is the Queen of Wands, someone who's an artist, someone who people look up to, someone who's doing something they're very passionate about, you know. So that's what you have to focus on. Focus on your passion, Taurus. One more card. Because, you know, I feel like this week, whatever you do, you will be noticed by people. You will leave a very positive first impression on people. People will be drawn to you this week, okay? To your sex appeal, to your creativity, to whatever you're doing. So that's something you got to focus on, okay? So if you're a performer, this is a perfect week for you. You will see people being drawn to you. So focus on that. Focus on those people. And we've got, wow, 2 more cards. Oh my goodness. The advice is juggling. Well, these are the secret messages. 3 of Cups. So, okay, 3 of Cups is being single or celebration, but this could also mean, I think you've had this last week, it's about some kind of a conflict, okay, between you know, these people, 3 people. This could be a third party situation. I feel like here someone is being juggled or was juggled, okay? Someone keep juggling 2 things. So I feel like, Taurus, if you've been juggled, okay, you got bored of being juggled. You didn't want to, and you don't want to be an option for anyone. So you're focusing, and your focus should be on you, something that you're creating, okay? Queen of Wands, you know, if someone didn't choose you, Taurus, I mean, come on. You are the Queen of Wands, okay? You're the artist. People are drawn to you. You know, I think like there's someone here who couldn't deal with that popularity of yours, firstly. But secondly, it's about making decision, juggling, you know. Juggling might be happening. Someone here was juggled, and I feel like you knew you were juggled. There was another person. There's still that conflict. There's still unfinished business, I feel like, here. But you got to focus on you, on what you're creating. That is the week for that. And you put into the rest whatever did not serve you here. Okay, Taurus, I'm gonna click off now. If you want to find out more, please meet me on the other side, okay? We're gonna look more into all of those cards and see what are they really offering to you. Is it love? Is it apology? What is it? And what are those secrets, deception? What is this all about? And is the end of the cycle actually... is it really the end of the cycle? Is it, you know, what else can we get onto? Because depending on the clarifications, the meaning can slightly change. I'm gonna leave you here, and I will see you on the other side. Please look down the description box below, email me. Don't really Instagram me, because I actually use email as the main form of communication, okay? So yeah, please do that. PayPal me if you want the extended reading. I'll be able to see your email address straight away, and I'll be able to forward to you the link as soon as I received a very small donation, okay? Otherwise, I'll see you next week, okay? Thank you, bye.